After spending a fun day with Crystal, which, by the way, didn't end without more drama, I asked where the other two band members were. Zoe and, what's her name? Heather. Right. Well, it turns out that Zoe is actually a punctual person. In fact, Crystal says she's too punctual. Like, she doesn't turn up to rehearsals until the exact time it starts because of the social anxiety issues. What's that all about? Anyway, Crystal was there early because, she likes to practice on an acoustic drum kit. I, of course, was there early as well. Helen told me to be there for 6 p.m., but I got there just before 5:30, thinking that no one would be there, but there she was, Crystal, on the drums. Anyway, Zoe wouldn't turn up till about 6 p.m. on the dot. Not 5:59 p.m. No, no, no. Exactly 6 p.m. Yep. Didn't I mention that Zoe has extreme OCD? Like, she has to take the exact same route to the studio each time, and she hates her routine being changed. Anyway, it turns out that she actually couldn't make it due to some work-related reasons or something. She texted Crystal at 5:45 p.m. while she and I were meditating to help me relax.
Well, I had a lot of work on, and my manager asked me personally if I could stay behind. Most people were heading home anyway. Well, most people work from home, so but I kind of volunteered myself to do a bit of extra because we were quite overloaded. I knew Crystal would be at the recording studio though, because she usually practices from like 4 o'clock, and then I join her about 6. But I kind of texted ahead and I thought it I thought that it'd be best to reschedule just because, coming home from work, there's a lot of traffic and what if I was late? I mean, I'd hate that. I mean, and just the idea of it, I thought if I'm stuck in traffic, then if I get a panic attack, and I knew we were due to meet Roxanne, and I just thought it's best to reschedule. That was my thinking behind it.
On top of all of that, just as I was leaving the studio, saying goodbye, nice to meet you, all the pleasantries, Crystal gets another text, and there's me thinking it might be Zoe and she's going to turn up after all. But it wasn't. Then I remembered there are 3 band members, so it must be the other one, Heather. Yep. Turns out it was her. She couldn't make it either. Just as well as I was leaving, wasn't going to hang around waiting for her with Dolly Daisy chain on her drums.
I did, however, make sure to get there at 6 p.m. the following day, the Tuesday. I knew I was meant to meet Roxanne there. I hope she doesn't actually watch this or she ignores if she does watch it because I think she said she prefers Roxy. Yeah, I think she said all her cool friends call her Roxy. Um, does that mean I can call her Roxy? Well, yeah, so I was due to meet Roxy, probably, it does sound a bit cooler, doesn't it, Roxy? I was due to meet her. And so I left work on time, made sure I got there for 6 p.m. Oh, and she was already there.
Hi. Hi, I'm Roxanne. You can call me Roxy. My friends, they call me Roxy or Rox or Roxanne is such a cool name, if I do say so myself. Uh, you are Zoe, that's right?
I wanted to be there early again. Gotta appear professional, make good first impressions. Anyway, yeah, 6 p.m. on the dot, Zoe walks in with her bass guitar. If I don't say so myself, it was very cool. It was silver with what looks to be glitter attached to it. I think it was 15 to 20 years old and it looked very snazzy.
I really didn't know what to say to her. I mean, wow, she's so glamorous. And I'm not really that talkative. I mean, I'm okay, once you get to know me, maybe a few weeks, months, but yeah, she looked like something out of a lead singer in a pop band, not a front man for a rock band. Not that I'm saying she can't front for us, but wow, she just was really glamorous.
That's the sound of silence. It has the same pitch and tone as Zoe. I mean, talk about opposite to Crystal. You know, in terms of personality, Crystal is bubbly and wacky. Instead, I'm stuck in the studio with a mute. Do you know how to pronounce her name? It's Zoe. That's right. Sounding all the Z's, sounding like I'm falling asleep while I'm talking to her. Having said that, she is much better dressed than Crystal, so credit where it's due.
I'd say I like to dress smart. Casual's okay. Um, I've got a completely different style to Crystal. I mean, wow, she could own her own shop with all the jewellery she wears. And Roxy, man, she's so like glamorous. I mean, I would love to see her wardrobe. Not, not in a weird way, but you know, I just love her style. Like, I'm even a little bit jealous. Um, yeah, I mean, my clothes are a little bit like plain and boring, and no, I'd love to definitely snazz it up.
To break the ice, and it's a big chunk of ice, I suggested, we go get some coffee. Well, I had to think of some activity. I mean, I asked her to play a couple of tunes on the bass guitar, and she got all hesitant. Like, seriously? If I'm to be their lead singer, I can't have anyone be intimidated.
Oh man, it was really awkward at first. Like, she kept asking questions like, "How long have you been in the band?" You know, and long have you played for? And then she asked me to play the guitar, and I was just like, "Oh, I hate being put on the spot like that. Um, not a good place to be in." And you know, I play other instruments as well, but I wasn't going to tell her that. And then after a few minutes of us talking, or rather, she talking at me, she offered to buy me a coffee, and I couldn't really figure out if she wanted me to go get a coffee or whether she was going to get a coffee. It was no, it just felt all really awkward.
This is where I lose patience. I know I said earlier on you got to be professional, be a good leader, yada, yada, yada. But I just thought it would be nice to have a chat over a cup of coffee. Now, I don't know what her intentions were, but it seemed as if she was asking me, yeah, me, to go and get them. I mean, I offered to pay, but I also had to get them? Is this some kind of joke? Does she think I'm stupid?
I really didn't want to go out and get a coffee. I mean, I was trying to explain to Roxy that even if I drive to a place, I have to take my bass guitar with me. It's my late uncle's, and I've had it like well over 10 years. And even though, I started the bass guitar for him, and even if it's just a hobby, it was still a tribute to him. And she was like, "Don't worry, I'll look after my guitar." Oh, it was just really awkward to get through to her on that one.
She was a little bit obsessed with her bass guitar. I mean, it's just wood and plastic and strings, isn't it? Okay, it belonged to her uncle, but what did she think I was going to do with it?
Well, we both got coffee in the end. Or rather, we walked to get coffee. I mean, it's about 5 minutes, but I had my flipping bass guitar all the way there, and then all the way back with a steaming hot cup, and it's really difficult to balance that. You know, I found it tricky, and I don't even like coffee. I'm not really too sure what I was doing, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, you gotta love coffee. I love all kinds, but lattes are my favorite. Americanos are good too, which is what I got for Zoe. I knew she'd like it. Smoothies and iced teas are really great too. And you know what? Sometimes I like to have an instant white coffee every now and again. But it has to be the right temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. I'll hand it back to the barista if it's not what I want. Um, also, never sugar. Yuck. If you make me a hot drink with sugar in it, I'm going to hand that back to you, but it won't be in its cup. That's all I'm saying. Um, anyway, as we were walking back together, Zoe starts talking about Heather, their our lead guitarist, about how she's so amazing. I mean, is she really that good? Come to think of it, Crystal was saying the exact same thing. How many guitarists have they really seen live? Maybe just the one?
Mm, yeah, I really didn't know what I was doing. So we walked back from the coffee shop, and I was actually really tempted to pour a little bit down the drain while Roxy wasn't looking. But then she did pay for it, and I just felt really bad, thinking about that. But yeah, the smell, it is the smell of coffee. It really puts me off, and I'm worried about getting on my clothes, and then, what if that smell lingers? Oh, no, 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 no. I definitely am more of a tea sort of drinker type of girl, and do you know what? I've just realised I should have just asked for a tea. Huh. Do you think I should like mention something to her when I next see her? Mind you, she did just sort of say it was like a welcome gesture, but what if she surprises me? Huh. Do you know this is why I don't talk.